course, you also know that I am chairing the board of the presidential campaign. So allow me then to lead this statement. And it's by the Governor's Caucus, this January 17th, 2022. This has been a consultative meeting between governors and the fifth, His Excellency Raila Amollo Odinga, to reassure him of our support and also to discuss the way forward with regard to the August elections. There were 30 of us present with a couple of apologies. Broadly, we've looked at the fifth in the following areas. First, support for devolution. Now, since the advent of devolution following the 2013 elections, the fifth has been consistent that devolution must succeed and must be strengthened. Whether devolved units are strong or are weakened, whether devolved units get more or less funding is tied to this election. Whether devolution survives at all is tied to this upcoming general election. Nobody should entertain the illusion that devolution is entrenched enough not to be disbanded, that devolution faces no threats, that devolution is naturally here to stay. Should the instruments of power fall in their hands, the people who are and were opposed to devolution, who opposed the 2010 Constitution, can disband these devolved units. It has happened once in this country before, and it can happen again. And if you are students of history, you will know that it happened before in the 60s, and it can happen again today. Between 2013 and now, progressive steps have been made, largely because there is a president who believes in and supported the new constitution and devolution. Otherwise, there was real danger of devolution being made to fail. In the coming election, the man who led opposition to BBI is running to be president of Kenya. Devolution and the entire constitution of Kenya face grim threats, which we must not take lightly. As governors, we feel strongly that devolution will be safe, or will only be safe, under the hands of a Raila Odinga-led government. Hence, our declaration of support. We are keen to help His Excellency Raila Odinga ascend to the presidency and thereby preserve devolution. Number two, people-focused politics and campaigns. As governors, we have noted that the fifth is keen to establish a people-driven campaign focused on the needs of each region. We have seen this in the Azimio la Umoja consultative forums where people shared their concerns. We are here to express readiness to lead that people-driven campaign agenda. We do this well aware that leaders govern the way they campaign. And I repeat, leaders govern the way they campaign. Campaigns that embrace the people and the diversity of their leaders lead to government that embrace and focus on the people and their diverse needs. Number three, peaceful elections. We have taken note of the commitment by His Excellency Raila Amollo Odinga to peaceful campaigns and peaceful elections. We have taken note of his restraint and voice of reason. We are here to help build a watertight alliance for Kenya, an alliance to prevent the country from falling in the wrong hands and backsliding into monolithic and dictatorial conditions. We are keen to lead Azimio's Azimio team's aggressive grassroots mobilization in every county all the wards through peaceful and progressive campaigns. This time, we have no time to waste on pre-election or post-election standoff and violence that has wasted our country in past elections. We will do everything in our power to help Kenyans understand that we are one people with one destiny. Number 4, the future of the nation. As leaders, we feel strongly that the stakes are too high in the coming elections for us to leave anything to chance. The August election will determine whether a number of progressive steps made since 2010 will survive and take care of our children or not. We are convinced that Kenyans will be safe in the hands of His Excellency Raila Amollo Odinga. We are therefore agreed that will be part and parcel of the journey to a united, peaceful, progressive, and prosperous Kenya as envisioned in Azimio la Umoja. Having had deep deliberations on our future as a country and the significance to this country, we hereby endorse of Raila Amollo Odinga, signed by us this January 17th here at Naivasha. I thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And it is now.
Before the Right Honorable Prime Minister comes in, there were 3 governors, Governor Ole Lenku, Professor Professor Kibwana, and Lee Kinyanjui. If the 3 of you can come here and say just one word before the Right Honorable Prime Minister comes in.
Yeah, in concurrence with the conversations we have had amongst over 30 governors here today, also on behalf of the South Rift and the Ma Nation, we have committed ourselves to be the mobilizers for the campaigns for the Right Honorable Raila Amollo Odinga, and we will take our respective poll positions in our counties to make sure that the ongoing registrations are properly mobilized and to make sure that the right message of peaceful election, one people, one Kenya, get to every Kenyan. And so, on behalf of my colleagues here, governors, we are committed to make sure that the country goes to the right direction, and that can only happen under the presidency of the Right Honorable Amollo Raila Odinga. Thank you very much.
This was my minister when we were in the Grand Coalition government, His Excellency Governor Kingi. Karibu.
Asante. Kama taifa la Kenya tumesonga mbele katika safari ya ugatuzi, na bila shaka uchaguzi ambao utafanyika mwezi wa 8 utaamua kiwa Kenya itaendelea kupiga upato mfumo huu wa ugatuzi ama mfumo huu wa ugatuzi utayumba. Na kati ya wale ambao wanatafuta kiti cha urais, tofauti iko wazi. Mmoja ni mtu ambaye anaamini sana mfumo huu wa ugatuzi. Mwingine alijitokeza kimasomaso mwaka 2010 kupinga mfumo huu wa ugatuzi. Kwa hivyo Wakenya wameona manufaa makubwa wa mfumo huu, na bila shaka kati ya mikono ya watu hawa wawili, bila shaka ugatuzi uko katika mikono imara, katika mikono ya Mheshimiwa Raila Amollo Odinga. Na hilo ndilo kusudio kubwa la sisi kama magavana. Hatungependa kamwe baada ya uchaguzi unaokuja wa mwezi wa 8 tuone mambo ya ugatuzi, mambo ya devolution inaanza kuyumba. Kwa hivyo kwa kauli moja kama governors tumesema kwamba yule ambaye anaweza kupeleka gurudumu la ugatuzi na kufanya ugatuzi usiyumbe si mwingine ni Mheshimiwa Raila Amollo Odinga. Kwa hivyo sisi kama governors kupitia mwavuli wa Azimio la Umoja tumekubaliana, tumekata kauli kwamba tukirudi mashinani, gavana baada ya gavana, tutaweka mikakati yetu katika kaunti zetu kuona kwamba tunazungumza na kuhamasisha umma katika kaunti zetu, ili wakati tunaenda kufanya uchaguzi watu wetu wajue kabisa kwamba ni nani ambaye mikono yake tutakuwa salama salmin, hususan mfumo wa ugatuzi. Asante.
Shukran. Tumuulize Governor Wangamati, tafadhali.
Oh, ndio kofia. I also stand here to join my colleagues at the Council of Governors, as the Governor of Bungoma County, and say that we are committed to this movement started by the Right Honorable Raila Amollo Odinga, the Umoja movement. And I want to say that as the Governor of Bungoma County, as we have agreed as the Council of Governors, that we're going to support Raila Amollo Odinga to become the 5th President of the Republic of Kenya.
Thank you very much. Governor Korane and then Governor Charity will invite His Excellency after statement. Okay, proceed.
Asanteni. Nafikiri mumesikia ya kwamba sisi ambao tumejumuika hapa tukiwa jamii ya devolution kutoka nchi nzima, karibu magavana 30, tumejadiliana na tumeamua ya kwamba kwa kuendeleza mambo ya devolution mbele, tunaamini na tumeamua ya kwamba tutasimama na Mheshimiwa Raila Amollo Odinga kuwa rais wa 5 wa nchi hii, na mimi nikiwakilisha mkoa wa Kaskazini Mashariki na jamii ya Waislamu, nataka kuhakikishia ya kwamba tuko tayari kusimama na Mheshimiwa Raila Amollo Odinga. Asanteni sana.
Shukran. Professor Kibwana.
Charity.
Mimi ninafurahi sana kuwa katika kikao hiki leo, na katika mazungumzo yale tumefanya sisi sote kama magavana wengi kabisa, the majority in our country, tumeamua kwa umoja kwamba tutamsupport watano, others call him the 5th, but kwa Kiswahili watano, Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga ndio awe candidate wa Azimio. I consulted my people in Makueni on Thursday. We had a meeting from the entire county of our leadership, and they gave me the go-ahead to support Azimio through Muungano party, and they told me that I have still edge on my side, and at some future point I will resume my presidential candidature. And the reason we as governors from our conversation support this candidature katika kupigania uhuru wa Kenya, watu hata wale hawajui, wachanga na watu wote wanajua kwamba Raila Odinga amepigania uhuru wa nchi kikamilivu mpaka hata miaka mingi 8 akawa katika kizuizini ya maisha yake. Ikiwa ni katiba ya 2010 alikuwa wa mbele tukisaidiana na wengine katika kuileta katika Kenya yetu, na ugatuzi is really the father of devolution. I think that is undisputed. And devolution will be our savior, and we know him as a president. He will entrench devolution. So today, I am happy in my heart because I know that the next president will really take this country forward. He is not interested in kulipanisha vizazi vyovyote. He's really looking for self-actualization and to make sure our country, the future of the young ones, the children, is secured. So I really am at peace knowing that Watano, who will be my president, is Raila Amollo Odinga.
Thank you. Governor Tolgos.
Asante sana. Pia mimi nikiwa governor kutoka Bonde la Ufa, North Rift, tumeungana na wenzangu tukiwa the first beneficiaries ya ile struggle ambaye baba alipigania nchi, tukapata katiba mpya ambayo ugatuzi imeweza kuleta mafanikio mengi sana katika nchi yetu. Kwa hivyo tukiwa hapa tuko tukiunga mkono ama tukiwa nyuma ya Azimio na kusupport pia baba awe the fifth, kwa sababu tunajua kuna mambo mengi ambaye baba amepigania, na pia wakati baba alikuwa katika ile serikali ya wakiwa na Mheshimiwa Mwai Kibaki, kuna mambo mengi ambaye yalifanyika, na haswa tukiongea hapa sehemu ya Kerio Valley ama North Rift, tuko na mambo ya insecurity ambaye inaendelea, ambaye tumeweza kuketi chini na tunajua katika mipango za baba ameweka hiyo kibao mbele. Kwa hivyo mimi na ungana na governors wenzangu kusema kwamba tutatembea hii safari, tutaenda kule mashinane. Unajua mahali sisi tunatoka pia kuna perception kwamba kuna candidate huko na baba ana watu wake pale, lakini hapa nikisimama, I want to confirm that baba has followers everywhere, every corner of this country, and I'm happy that through Azimio, baba now has converted the followers to be partners in this race, and we are together and we shall support baba. We shall mobilize the voters to register and ensure that in the next elections baba ataingia State House. So asanteni. Well, na pia natoa apologies kutoka ndugu yangu Governor Professor Lonyangapuo kutoka kule West Pokot. Tulikuwa jana na tulikuwa na mkutano na His Excellency Raila Amollo Odinga tukiongelea mambo ya insecurity kule Kerio Valley. Asanteni.
Yes, I'm going to Charity. Governor Joho.
Unajua magavana wenzangu ni wapole sana. Ile kitu ambaye haijasema wazi ni kwamba tulipata habari kutoka duru za kuaminika kwamba mpango mmoja wa William Ruto ni kupiga vita ugatuzi. Na hii ndio sababu umeona magavana wasiopungua 30 na wasokuwa hapa wamekuja kwa baba kwa hakikisho kwamba devolution is here to stay. Na hao unajua ni waungwana, lakini nataka niwaambie sisi tunajua ugatuzi sahihi kwa macho ya wenzetu uko na noma, na tusipojipanga wataharibu progress ambayo tumepata hadi sasa. Ndio maana tunasema mtu yoyote ambaye ameona manufaa, amebadilisha maisha, ameona maendeleo, mionendo ya ugatuzi, then your vote must be for Raila Amollo Odinga. Thank you.
Governor Charity Ngilu, and when you make your statement, please. Chairman will do it. Okay. Proceed.
Chairman.
Proceed. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I can only say here this morning that we are happy as governors that we have found a person who can actually protect, defend devolution. We know before we got a new constitution that we used to go begging at the national government. People of Kenya have found out that they can actually get resources when they need it, where they need it, and that is because it is embedded in the Constitution. And therefore, the person who we know has been tested, has been tried, and can defend the Constitution and defend devolution is none other than the fifth, Raila Amollo Odinga. And we all as governors have come here to say with one voice that we are going to go out there to make sure that Raila Amollo Odinga is the next president of the Republic of Kenya. And that our people need to understand where we used to be. This issue of going at the national government to beg for resources, and the national government did not sometimes appreciate shared prosperity, that every county, every constituency needed to share resources equitably. We now know one person, and we feel sorry that BBI did not go through because we were going to get more resources and put in the Constitution. So we do hope and believe that once Raila Amollo Odinga becomes the next president of Kenya, he should be able to put in place the shared prosperity of this country so that we can have a peaceful country. And that's the reason why we are supporting Azimio la Umoja. It is painful to see the kind of thing that is happening in this country, with people fighting every single day for resources and spending so much money to bring people together, talking about peace, live in peace. They are just fighting about resources. So, Mheshimiwa Raila Amollo Odinga, we really want to wish you all the best and assure you that nothing will be spared when we get out there first to register our people, to come out and vote, to talk to them, and to campaign for you. Kenya will be in very safe hands with you. Anybody else pretending to want to take this country to the next level, I can only say I know. There is one person who over the years never supported the Constitution. Not when we tried in 2005, not when we did it in 2010, and even now when we wanted to amend it in 2021. I mean, somebody must forever be always wanting to do things that are not right for this country. I want to ask Kenyans to be warned that there is a danger in electing one person, and that is William Samoei Ruto. Thank you. As we're meeting here from Lower Eastern, the three counties in Ukambani, Makueni, Machakos, and Kitui are together, the three governors. Only that Governor Mutua is out of the country. Otherwise, when we get together, we are all supporting one person, and we are going to make sure that he can now help this country. Thank you very much.
Okay. Governor Lee?
Governor Lee, and then you invite.
Yeah, thank you. I'll join my colleagues first in thanking former Prime Minister for his steadfast support for devolution. And we believe this coming election is about the future of devolution. Can we entrust a man who has opposed devolution consistently to be the one to lead it in the coming 5-10 years? We think we don't want to gamble. And for that reason, we are appealing to, we are 30 here, we have 5 who have given their apologies, and even those who are not here, and the entire devolution family, it is time to stand up for devolution. And we have also pledged that as we go back to our respective counties, we are going to ensure that we mobilize our people to the man, both to register as voters and also to ensure that in the coming elections, we are able to put our vote where it counts. Lastly, there are people who have campaigned for the last 5 years. Since 2017, they were campaigning. And even if they win now, they will still be campaigning. We want a president who will work for the people of Kenya. We cannot be on a perpetual campaign mode. When will we ever work for the people of Kenya? Thank you, and allow me to invite our chairman.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Very briefly, I want to reiterate what my colleagues have just said, very eloquently, that we are unanimous in our meeting which we have just held, that our candidate for 2022 for the presidency the President of Kenya, the Deputy President of Kenya, and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces is no other than Papa Raila Amollo Odinga. It's unanimous. The way we did with BBI, over 89% of the counties agreed in his policy of bringing Kenya together and also ensuring there is unity in Kenya. And now with the new philosophy of Azimio la Umoja, Kenya must be united, and it's only Papa who can do that. There is no living person in Kenya or East Africa who has dedicated his services to liberate Kenya in the first and second liberation than Papa. There is no other candidate who has impressed the governors that devolution will live beyond even himself and beyond his period, forever and ever. With humility, I feel privileged to now invite His Excellency, the 5th President of Kenya. Mara moja.
Asante, asante, asante ndugu mwenyekiti. Kwanza, let me thank the governor of Nakuru for accepting to host us here in this very, very nice environment. We have had opportunity to deliberate since last evening, and we have had very, very convivial conversation. Sasa hawa ni jamaa ambao ndio wako kwenye mstari wa mbele pale, they say where the rubber meets the road, because they are the ones who are down there with wananchi. Na tukiongea juu ya kuboresha hali ya maisha ya watu wetu, chombo ya kwanza kabisa ni ugatuzi. Na vile mnavyojua, ugatuzi ilikuwa na maadui wengi zaidi. Kuna wale wengi ya watu ambaye hawaamini ugatuzi inaweza kusaidia watu wetu. Wanataka kurudisha huko nyuma. Sisi tuelekea Canaan, wanataka kurudisha sisi Misri. Tunasema la, mpaka tuendelee mbele. Tukiongea juu ya uchumi mashinani, ni ugatuzi. Tukiongea juu ya kuboresha hali ya kilimo katika taifa letu, miundo msingi. Tukiongea juu ya mambo ya maji, mambo ya stima, afya, elimu, kila kitu ni kule chini. Ndio hawa wako pale. Na kila mtu anakubali siku hizi ati tangu tuleta ugatuzi, hali ya maisha ya watu wetu huko mashinani imeboreshwa. Sisi tunataka kuboresha zaidi. Ndio sababu sisi tulileta BBI. And the aim of the BBI was to improve our governance structure. They say that a good idea can always yield to a better idea. And a better idea yields to the best idea. And what we were intending to do was basically to try to improve. You said that we need more resources down there. Some people are saying nothing stops us from doing it right now. But I want to tell them that all over the world it has been actually approved that if you do not put it in writing, if we just leave it to discretion, most people will be very reluctant to implement it. That's why they have done it in other jurisdictions. Like in Nigeria, it's clearly written there that 20% of the resources will go to the local government. 35% goes to the state government. And 45% goes to the federal government. Meaning what? That means that 55% of resources in Nigeria are devolved. And that's why we were talking about 35%. and somebody felt that that was not good enough. We have so many things that we wanted to do. And I know that working together with these governors, we can be able to improve service delivery to our people. We can be able to do better roads in our rural areas and in our urban areas. We'll be able to supply water to everybody, as I said, because water, I've said, is a right to each and every Kenyan. We can be able to produce more food in our country so that our country becomes self-sufficient in terms of food production. We can also be able to do value addition to goods that are produced in our farms, goods which are down there, the minerals in our country. We can be able to, and this will itself provide a lot of employment to our youth. Our youth right now are lacking productive employment. And that's why I said that we want to ensure that each sub-county has a particular industry, specializes in a particular product. One sub-county, one product. This will help us in our program for industrialization of our country. We will also want to digitize our economy and expand it to digitization so that communication becomes more efficient, working with these governors. So I'm very happy to have this opportunity to converse with the governors. As you know, today a very important exercise is starting. That is voter registration of our people. And we want these governors to go down there and champion the process of ensuring that our young people register as voters so that they can be able to participate in the most historic elections in our country on the 9th of August this year. I want to thank all of them here. The journey is on. Azimio la Umoja, as we said, is our clarion call. That we want to unite our people so that the people become one, irrespective of their status in terms of wealth, because somebody is actually agitating for a class war, that tajiri na mahaslas. In every society there must always be capital owners, those who will be owning means of production, and those who are also employed. You do not deprive the rich so that you can enrich the poor. You create opportunity for the poor to become rich. Yes. This is what we want to do ourselves, so that our people can be able to change their socio-economic status. Upward social mobility is what we want, so that we create a bigger middle income class in our country. And we can do it, and this is what is going to move this country from a struggling third world economy to a middle income, and finally a first class society among the richest in the world. Kenyans can do it. Kenyans have ability to do it. Only opportunity is lacking, and we will give them that opportunity to change Kenya. I thank you very much. Thank you.
Let's take a group photo.
Uliza.
When you're saying that you'll be going out there looking for votes, does this mean also mobilizing resources in the sense of money? Statement means.
The thing is this, let us ensure that everybody registers to vote. Sio? Asante sana.
Okay.
Yes.
Huyu ni wakili mchambuzi Charles Kipkulei. Shukran sana kwa kufika nyote, mchambuzi wa siasa, na vile vile kutoka jiji kuu la Mombasa Maimuna Mwidau, mchambuzi wa sera na uongozi. Asante sana kwa kutazama. Swali tulikuwa tumekuuliza